There is no end to twists in the Loki TV series, and fair enough, there is no surprise there. I mean, this is, after all, a film based on Tom Hiddleston's God of Mischief. However, even if you're accustomed to endless surprises from the series, the Mobius character might just throw you off the loop. Simply put, the fan theories are unending. Welcome back to Up Next, and in today's video we will be talking about 8 theories about Mobius from Loki. So are you hyped? If you are, hit those like and subscribe buttons and let's go. Although it's likely that Mobius was just a normal person from one realm that nobody has been able to place, who loves jet skis as well as drinking an energy drink, which is kind of healthy, dude is quite mysterious. Now, he and Loki share a close bond that has developed over a short period of time. But this bond has led to quite a number of theories, which we'll be looking into now. Number 8. Mobius is a Loki variant. This is one idea that's shared by many. One of the TVA's most dangerous agents, Mobius is considered a Loki variant. How? Well, for one thing, it explains why the two were easily attracted to one another and became friends. They even hugged it out once before, and afterwards Mobius goes back to TVA to destroy it. That act, among other things, has made Mobius very much like Loki because he's also an outcast enslaved by TVA who's interested in rebellion. Number 7. Mobius is a Thor variant. How about that idea? One person seems to be two very opposite people, who are actually brothers. But Thor never rebelled against his own, so how is this plausible? Well, as I said before, there is a special connection between Loki and Mobius, but it's not because they are the same. It's because Mobius is a Thor variant, and yes, that makes sense. I mean, just look at him. Blonde hair, humor, and general demeanor. Also, if you think about it, Mobius is really not something like a Loki. Dude is almost brutally honest. He even had to stress before he could lie to Loki that Sylvie is dead. Also, since the start, he has shown that he values honesty, truth, and acting right. We have also seen him make a case for vengeful justice, which is not so far from something the God of Thunder would do. Number 6. The failure of Mobius to recognize Loki might mean a timeline of chaos. Mobius once made a statement that the Loki variant is the character that he has arrested the most. Now this shows you that those at the TVA are quite obsessed with Loki in whatever form or shape. So we discovered that as season 1 was nearing closure, Mobius had some issues recognizing him. Many were left wondering what had happened. And from these wonderings, fans gave birth to many theories. This goes back to episode 6 when a Kang the Conqueror variant established the TVA. Sylvie kills that monster by throwing herself through his chest, thereby causing chaos in the timeline. This is when Loki ends up back on TVA and discovers that something is very wrong. The timeline is in shambles, and when he tries to explain what happened to Mobius, he is met by an empty gaze. No one on the TVA recognizes him at all. Number 5. Mobius is stuck in time. Theory number 5 states that Mobius has been replaying his encounter with Loki over and over again. The aim is to try and change Loki's character to make him a better person. The thing is, every time he tries to stop him, Loki just ends up as his evil self or gets reset. Now, this makes sense when you consider how bored Mobius sometimes appears whenever talking to Loki. Also, you can see the surprise on his face when Loki reveals a new insight into a Loki variant. It was unexpected since it had never happened before. Number 4. Mobius is here to make Loki a better person. This theory picks up from the previous theory. As stated earlier, when Loki reveals the new insights in variant Loki, Mobius is not just surprised, since it had never happened before. He starts to think that he's on the right track to helping Loki change for the better. In that scene, it's like Loki is different, and the reaction from Mobius is also different. Then Mobius leaves him to see his whole life and death. He allowed Loki to teach himself what he becomes, enabling him to understand that he had to make real changes. Maybe we might get to see Loki actually save the universe. Number 3. Mobius loves Loki. Yes, we know that this is quite unexpected, but come on, we've heard or seen worse. From the theories above, you can tell that Mobius has done a lot for Loki and was even willing to accept Loki's help in tracking the Lady Loki variant. But maybe there's more to why he wants to help Loki, and so the theory goes. You've heard one of Loki's many interesting lines in episode 3 where he gets poetic and alludes to love as a dagger. This dagger remains beautiful until it makes you bleed. Well, we saw Mobius hand a dagger to Loki in an episode, which begs the question, did Mobius offer a sign of love rather than a weapon? Number 2. Mobius may return with more Mobius variants. At one time, Mobius goes on to monologue about his desire to go back to the days before the TVA and ride around on a jet ski. However, Judge Renslayer orders the TVA agents to prune him and seemingly end him for good. This was shocking at first, especially for a lead character. However, the same thing later happened to Loki, and we just couldn't believe that the God of Mischief was gone. We discovered we were right. But maybe, just maybe, Loki wasn't an exception, and even if he was and Mobius is a Loki variant, then we might see Mobius return with several other Mobiuses, just like Loki did when he returned with 4 more variants to help himself, namely Alligator, Boastful, Classic, and Kid. Number 1. Mobius can return outside the MCU. As we continue to expect Mobius to return, star actor Owen Wilson has hinted at how his character could reappear, and it might not be into the MCU. As a Time Variance Authority agent, Mobius belongs to a group that existed outside of time and space with the ability to crop all the timelines that existed within the Marvel Universe. So essentially, since this character isn't time-bound in the MCU realm, there's nothing stopping him from showing up either in Disney or Pixar universes, or whatever other studio universes that exist. And that's it for today's video on Up Next, folks. 8 theories about Mobius from Loki. Let us know in the comments if there are any other theories that we missed or that you developed. Remember to hit those like and subscribe buttons, and do the same for the notification icon so you don't miss out on any of our upcoming videos. See you in the next video.